Famous celebrities who passed away in 1989. Betty Davis. She was born in April 1908 and she died in October 1989. The reason of her death was breast cancer. By the time of her death, her age was 81. She was a famous actress. Lucille Ball. She was born in August 1911 and she died in April 1989. By the time of her death, her age was 77 and the reason of her death was acute aortic dissection. She was a famous actress and comedian. Salvador Dali. He was born in May 1904 and he died in January 1989. By the time of his death, his age was 84 and the reason of his death was heart failure. He was a famous artist. Gilda Radner. She was born in June 1946 and she died in May 1989. By the time of her death, her age was 42 and the reason of her death was ovarian cancer. She was a famous comedian and actress. Billy Tipton. He was born in December 1914 and he died in January 1989. By the time of his death, his age was 74 and the reason of his death was peptic ulcer perforation. He was a famous jazz musician. Robert Penn Warren. He was born in April 1905 and he died in September 1989. By the time of his death, his age was 84 and the reason of his death was cancer. He was a famous writer and poet. Tim Richmond. He was born in June 1955 and he died in August 1989. By the time of his death, his age was 34 and he died of AIDS. He was a famous NASCAR driver. Amanda Plake. She was born in February 1929 and she died in August 1989. The reason of her death was AIDS-related complications. By the time of her death, her age was 60. She was a famous actress. Lane Frost. He was born in October 1963 and he died in July 1989. By the time of his death, his age was 25 and the reason of his death was injuries from bull riding. He was a professional bull rider. Herbert von Karajan. He was born in April 1908 and he died in July 1989. The reason of his death was heart failure. By the time of his death, his age was 81. He was a famous conductor. Mel Blanc. He was born in May 1908 and he died in July 1989. By the time of his death, his age was 81 and the reason of his death was heart disease. He was a famous voice actor. Sugar Ray Robinson. He was born in May 1921 and he died in April 1989. The reason of his death was Alzheimer's disease. By the time of his death, his age was 67. He was a famous boxer. Donnie Moore. He was born in February 1954 and he died in July 1989. By the time of his death, his age was 35 and the reason of his death was suicide by gunshot. He was a famous MLB pitcher. Thanks for watching the video. Please don't forget to subscribe the channel.